Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Let me put something up on the screen. Okay, there you go, something. Okay, so I think you all can hear me. I hope. Um, okay, hello, Lydia, Diane Hawkins. Let me see. Yeah, I think you got. Oh, let me pull the microphone over. That helps. There we go. Sister and Cece. Uh, there we go. And Rosa Roberts and Marie Beckany. Hello, bonjour. Hello, Anastasia Isabella, Fancy Fancy, Carolyn Soares, Maureen Dalian, let's see, Verta Sanchez, Madison Bonaparte. Oh, by the way, I got to apply. That's the one thing I need to do. I need to apply. Hello, TP. Some of that. Oh, what do you call it? The spray, the troll spray. Yes, I got to put the troll spray on to make sure the trolls don't start messing with us. So we'll go back 1 week as per usual. That seems to help out. I used to do a month, but I think Petal went a week back and it seemed to help. So let's see. So subscribers only, 1 week and save. All right, that should help out. Hello, C-Mac, Gift Love, Catherine Bryant, Legs. Oh, one more thing, you guys. I'm waiting for a delivery, so I hope. Hello, Mystic Toxin, Joan Commonwealth there. I hope we won't be interrupted, but if if I get a delivery, you know how I am. I'm gonna have to drop y'all like a bad habit. I gotta go and get my delivery. Delivery, not delivery. Oh man, look at there. I'm so busy salivating over my delivery, I can't even get the words out. Okay, so that's that. And what pray tell? Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing here. All right, you guys. So it is just, I'm telling you, everything when Anita of My Duke and I said Meghan is the moment. Boy, how was she so right about that? I mean, the moment, the hour, the second, all those things. I'm just like, if anything else develops or happens in the next 5 minutes, so I'm just like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. And then next, something else pops up. So it has been coming in, and we'll go into it. But the British morning talk shows, now that's a whole another beast. I mean, oh, I mean, I hope they are in good health because they are losing their minds. But you know what though? They're making money. They're making money whether or not they want to admit it. They're making money. They are the ones that are truly benefiting from this situation with the cut and the archetypes. As much as they, especially Camilla Tominey, as much as she was trying to say that, what is it? She talks and nobody's listens, or they're not interested, or anything like that. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, as we all know. Meghan is the moment. So, oh yeah, I forgot. That's what I called this video. Meghan is the moment. Okay, so let me get over here. I'm multitasking as per usual. I'm going to go all the way down to the last comment, which is hello. Hello, Baron, moderators, and squaddies, wherever you are. Thank you, Ben Philjoy. Hello, Church Nelly. Elaine Parker. All right, hello. All right, let's see. Almost 600 people already. Very good. Please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you, oh, here was the first person that was in today, Noby D. Thank you so much. Wow, that was very nice of you. Okay. Hello, Legs. Rhonda Bryant, Naomi Maria. All right. All right. Back to the absolute last comment. And let me get my slides up because, like I said, I was working on them to the absolute last moment. I didn't get a chance to restart my computer because when you're doing a lot of editing and stuff, it gets kind of, that way. So let's hope it doesn't act funny with me today. Okay, and we'll start off with something very, very sweet before we get into the heavy stuff because it is going to get very heavy. There you go. Idaho family adopts first beagle rescue from mass breeding facility. 4,000 beagles rescued from lab testing facility in Virginia are being adopted all over the country, including Idaho. Dogs needs lots of attention. They also need a lot of money to feed. I'm sorry, to be fed, bathed, taken to the vet. His food, said Julian Sampson's family. Well, Julian is the kid that you see there, and Samson is the beagle that you see there. Now, as you know, when I change something to purple, that means I didn't like the wording. Well, they said Samson's owner. That's not his owner, that's his family. Samson is a part of the family. Samson is I think they said a 7-year-old beagle who has suffered horrendous abuse. So, Samson is the first of the beagles that was adopted. And of course, because of this situation being highlighted by the Sussexes, all 4,000 beagles should find their forever homes very soon. So, there are going to be beagles everywhere you turn. Okay, so that is good news. Hi, Anastasia Isabella. Probably CNN could just turn off the comment section. Huh. I often don't, I often see, those things pop up, but I never look at the comments. But I'm going to tell you guys, I went to the dark side yesterday and took a peek. I was curious to see how they were going to report on the whole thing with Nelson Mandela's grandson and all that kind. Oh no, actually, I don't know that they mentioned him, but I know that one of those networks over in the UK, one that we should all avoid. I let my curiosity get the better of me. I even left a comment stressing that it's interesting how you completely omitted the part about the wedding. And see, that's how they report it. They say, and this is why I'm so frustrated with a lot of the morning television over there. I'm frustrated with morning television over here because they report that Meghan compared herself. Actually, she did not. She said, "Oh, look at that. I'm starting. I meant to take it very slow. I meant to take it very slow and talk about Samson the Beagle. And already my nostrils are flaring, my throat is getting tight, and I'm starting to go there." Oh, but I am very, very frustrated with that. They know better, but they won't report it accurately. And those who sit there amongst them and won't just simply say it wasn't her comparison, it was a cast of the Lion King. How difficult is that? How difficult is that? Elaine Parker, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. Gosh, Friday will be here before you know it. Anyway, thank you so much, Elaine Parker, as forever, for usual. Um, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Also, we have a super chat. Thank you, Baron. Ignore the British morning shows. They are desperados. By the way, they only advertise for the Sussexes. Yeah, that is true. That is true. They only advertise for the Sussexes. Oh, well, I hope as a result of all of this publicity, good or bad, that it is truly beneficial to the Sussexes because they say, on the one hand, like, remember Chris Ship with a P, not a T? Chris Ship with a P, not a T, said he was never going to talk about the Duchess of Sussex again. They had no need to talk about the Duchess of Sussex again. And what do you know? Every week he has that strange look on his face, like he just, cut the cheese or whatever. Um, well, okay, I'll just say it. He's sit there looking like he's trying to hold a fart, and and then before you know it, it's all Sussex all the time. And that dull, very dull person, actually, both of them are pretty dull. His co host on that, I haven't watched that for a long time, by the way, that Rhoda thing. I haven't watched that in months. But that co host that he sits there with, do they even still do that show? That's how I haven't even seen it pop up on my feed, so I don't even know if it still exists. But oh, it was pretty dreadful. Thank you so much, Henpow, for the super chat. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Wednesday to you. But yeah, that dreadful, dreadful, boring. And they're like sitting in the studio and all. Oh, just boring. Dorothy Ross, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, okay, you guys, let me do this. Okay, computer, please let me see if this thing is hot. No, well, it is warm, but you can imagine my little dexterous fingers moving about this keyboard trying to right or wrong day after day. Is It's a good computer though. It's my big one. The My smaller one is a MacBook Pro. This one is like a iMac, and it's got a 27-inch monitor, which I like to say is baby boomer friendly. That's why I gravitate toward this one, is because I can see it. Very simple. I can see it. Let me see. I feel like Tattoo from Fantasy Island. The screen. Okay, let me stop being silly. Okay. All right. Radio. Okay, so next slide. There we go. So, thank you, Dorothy. Ross, thank you so much for the. Did I say that already? I think I did. Oh my goodness. My mind is everywhere. I'm so sorry. It has been a busy morning trying to put this together. But thank you. And thank you for being a member. All right. Didn't even see that was up there. I was multitasking, pay me no attention. All right. So if the talk show started with Pega Man and Mumbleina, nobody would watch. Ain't that for sure? That is a certainty. Nobody would pay attention to him. So, all right, very rude and disrespectful. No matter what you think of her, pull it down. So, I had to redact this post on Twitter with the red outline there with the black box in the center. I had to redact that because it had a very misogynist term to use on a woman. They manipulated the title of the magazine. And anyway, I don't know anything about Lord Sugar. I don't know if he's friend or foe. I don't know his stance on anything. I've certainly heard the name before, but honestly, I know nothing of him. So I don't know if he's just this very neutral individual who decided that people have gone way too far? Or is he like virtue signaling all of a sudden? You guys tell me. I know nothing about him. Black Queen says, Meghan, don't let the idiot shield silence you. You know you have your voice back. Utilize it to continue to shine a beacon on the world and let the crow eaters continue to foam at the mouth. Absolutely, Black Queen. Thank you so much for that comment. Let them foam at the mouth. Leave them frothing out the corners of their mouth. Boy, I paint an image, don't I? Puzzle Dot says, family, you should look up Marcus Garvey interview. He tells us our ancestors going to make them pay with confusion. Okay, okay, that I will. Didn't they just have like a was it like the centennial of Marcus Garvey's birth or something like that? There was just some celebration about Marcus Garvey, and I think the Pan African flag, the red, black, and green. I think that was a result of Marcus Garvey's time. So, yeah, all right, definitely worth looking for. Will do. All right. And Anastasia Isabella says the devil's spawns doesn't like it when she is called Princess Meghan. Too bad because she is. You know, I was using Princess Meghan when using Princess Meghan wasn't cool. I would deliberately throw that into a title just for the reaction from the Derangers, and it worked every time. Not sometime, every time. Thank you for your comment. Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to scroll here to see if there's anything said about Lord Sugar. Hello, Diane Hawkins says, I noticed how none of the AM chats discuss Sentabale or most of Harry's tributes to HRH Diana. They only mentioned the Halo Trust and Pegmore selling magazines to help homeless. Yeah, remember the magazine thing? I said, like what when they first had those pictures out, that was just a stunt for his birthday, and we ain't heard nothing else from it since. That was just a stunt. And the sad thing is that he gets away with it. That's what's really sad about it, is that he's going to get away with that very minimal contact with the organization that sells those magazines. Just a birthday stunt, and then he disappears. He's disappeared. And now we're supposed to picture that he's in there turning sausages and making breakfast for the kids and dropping them off at the school. Not that the cook is going to do it, not that the nanny is not available, but he's in the kitchen turning sausages every morning and taking the kids to school. That is what we're led to believe. He was there for the photo op the first day of school, and now he's free to roam, if you will. By the way, thank you so much for the soup. Well, actually, for the PayPal G. Is it GI? Yeah, that's your initials, GI. Thank you so much. I won't say your name, of course, to protect your privacy, but thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so anything about Lord Sugar? All right. I guess I'll have to look him up myself because I don't know anything about him, but I'm taking a look right here and I don't see that anybody has. Oh, there we go. Hen Pal says Lord Sugar has integrity. He is devoted to his wife, and I am certain he is coming from a good place. He talks and walks the walk. Let me see. He might not love the Sussexes, but he is genuine. Thank you, Hen Pal. Wasn't sure. And I just kind of got that almost last minute. So I did not get a chance to like delve into his Twitter and stuff. Because man, I tell you, when something new pops up like that and you don't know the person, you have to really dig. Let me see. Lord Sugar is British Jewish millionaire guy, and he is very anti Meghan. Okay, okay, all right. Wasn't sure, was not sure, but I am definitely going to take a look at him later. Uh, Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex and being a member of Royal Sussex. Avery J says, oh, that was for someone else? Under fire of a racist Senegal World Cup tweet. Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you, sometimes that, I always have to ask because I've learned the hard way. um, Sometimes you can go back pretty far and you don't really know the history of that person. And there's usually someone who's like, what about that time? What about that time? So, and you guys, as I said so many times before, there is a certain amount of fatigue that sets in, and some people become so frustrated from that fatigue. But the thing is, it was not caused by the person that has quote unquote exhausted people's sensibilities. Is usually a construct of mass media. It is usually something from the press that causes these reactions. And in this case, the British media, they're the ones who can't go a single day without who knows how many stories. Like, wasn't it just the other day there was 16 stories from the Daily Fail just about the Duchess of Sussex, as though there's nothing else going on. That's not her fault. How about the months that she was tucked away in that god awful, musty, dank, mosquito, swampy area of Frogmore and wasn't seen by anybody in the public? And yet they found some kind of way to insert her name several times a day as part of their hate campaign. That's not her fault. If it wasn't for the way that the Duchess of Sussex was treated by the establishment, by the British press, by the royal family, by the men in gray suits, if it wasn't for that, then we wouldn't be having this conversation in the same way we're having it today. But that is something that is of their making. She didn't cause that to happen. As in the magazine article, our mere existence, just by breathing, we seem to upset the hierarchy, and so we're ready to go. We'll go anywhere just to be done with it. But as I said, whatever that knee-jerk reaction is where people say, oh, it's just something about her, that is not her fault. That is not of her making. She did not do that. She's not even a politician that's on this campaign crossing the country trying to insert herself into the daily conversation. That is totally a creation of the tabloid media. And of course, the mainstream media, who also feeds off of those clicks. Let's see. Beautiful Day says the so-called UK media will have their knives out for Princess Meghan next week, but God is good and will keep our princess safe in his grace. Absolutely, because we are going to be praying down the house. We'll still be praying when the last piece of timber blows away. Trust me, the Sussexes will be definitely kept in prayers. Let's see here. Naomi Maria says, talking about Willie, now he's set up his wife in her own cottage. He's free to roam his kingdom, pruning all the rose bushes. Absolutely. That's exactly what I meant, is that he will be out there going about his business, taking care of other people's business. Enjoying the podcast. Sending you lots of love from Trinidad. Oh, okay. Let me see. I can see that. Trinidad and Tobago. Today we are celebrating our 60th independence. Is today Independence Day for Trinidad and Tobago? I had no idea. And you know what? Usually we would see that um, on social media, but with everything else going on, I guess it's been kind of drowned out. But thank you so much for the reminder, and thank you for the PayPal. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And happy Independence Day to Trinidad and Tobago. And I actually am very close to some people from there. And I got a keychain probably 30 years ago, which is shaped like the flag, and I still got it for Trinidad. I guess the flag for Trinidad and Tobago is one and the same, right? But I know it's the red and black, white. No, the red and black stripe with I think a little hint of white stripe in it. But yeah, still got that. So very, very cool. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so I need to go to the next slide. There is a bunch of comments coming in. Do I need to slow down the comments? Let me know, and I will. Madison Bonaparte, I love that name, Bonaparte. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, there we are. Happy 60th Independence Day to Trinidad Tobago. Yes, there's a flag. I see it there. All right, very cool. I have like a huge keychain collection, and I haven't added to it for years because I don't know. I was accumulating too many, but that was at the time when I used to collect. That's when I got the one that I have for Trinidad Tobago. Yes, there are no leaks in Montecito. No NDA. You better tell it, beautiful day. With the royal family sing, Princess Meghan sing. Okay, Meghan may have to belt out a tune like Aretha Franklin. And as Beautiful Day says, there are no leaks in Montecito. Do you like the way I say that? There are no leaks in Montecito. I gotta admit that does hurt a bit when I do that. Okay, Hen Pao says, I think the problem they have with Princess Meghan is that she is a confident, self-assured woman, and they feel intimidated by a confident. Let me see. Their ego is easily bruised. They're intimidated by her confidence. Absolutely. Cookies and cream, where you been all day? The racist British press wants to push their lying, racist, negative narrative about Meghan, but don't want her to defend herself. These people are insane. They want her to sit there and just take it. That ain't gonna happen. I can assure you that ain't gonna happen. Okay, next slide. So I can't get over this right here. I'm sorry, I don't have anything more to share than what I shared yesterday with that exchange, but that was quite some day. First of all, I have to say, like many talk shows, it was more like theater than actual information. However, Denise Welsh served up the message, and for that I am very grateful. Denise was serving it. That's all I can say. As for that other person sitting there, the one that was yanking on her arm to try to keep her from talking, I don't know what to say about her. She's a mouthpiece for the establishment, and that's all to it. If you guys haven't seen it, perhaps I don't know how I can share it with you. It's not distributed in the United States, and the only way I was able to see it is that someone on Twitter shared like 3 segments of the show, and it's Loose Women, and is the same format as The View. However, having more people of color, you have less people of color. Like I mean, usually one, and that one does not say a whole lot. And of course, she's been through a very traumatic time recently, so I'm not going to criticize her today. But what can I say? It was It was riveting television, that for sure, but it was also very frustrating. I don't think we ever really learn anything from these shows. We never really get far. They are very well orchestrated, but sometimes you have that one loose cannon. And I think that Denise Welsh was firing in all directions at the same time, and it was kind of hard to contain her. Um, I'm not going to say it was as vigorous as Dr. Shola's, you know, words, but she could have held her own in most situations. So it was pretty cool to watch. And if I can figure out some way to share that with you that makes sense, I can, but it's just a lot of editing that I need to do so that I can share it with you, like still photos with the soundtrack, basically. So we'll see. Let me see. Hello to all our mod squad and squaddies. Happy Wednesday. Also, happy 60th Trinidad Tobago. Absolutely. B Town. I like that. B Town. Meghan is one of the strongest people in the world right now. Who else can go up against the UK and she is still standing? That is true. That is true. Very true. And I second that. Dan Hawkins says we just give festive looks. And we are festive in no way basic. Diva Mariah proclaimed it to be so, and I believe it. And for about 5 minutes, they were trying to make a big deal out of the diva um, thing yesterday, but that quickly took a back seat to, oh, she compared herself to Nelson Mandela. I mean, they wasn't sure exactly what they wanted to try to take her down with, but that seems to be the talking point of the day. Claire Kane, how are you? I didn't get a chance to watch your video today. Let me see. You'd think that the palace and press would realize that Meghan isn't like the rest. She will always use her voice to speak her truth. She wouldn't be bullied into submission. Amen, Claire Kane. Amen. And I have to watch your video for today. I got a feeling it is going to be superb. So if you guys have seen it, please give me a thumbs up because I feel kind of bad I missed it, but I was prepping for today. Okay. Actually, give Claire Kane a thumbs up. Let me see. That exchange is on YouTube. I went to the dark side to watch it. This woman gives me a headache. Okay. So it is on YouTube now. I'm gonna have to go so I can see if there's you know. Anyway, I just want to see it. I want to see it again. I want to see it again. And the quality from the Twitter is the quality from the Twitter. So I would like to see it over there on YouTube if I can. Oh man, so yeah, if you guys get a chance to see it, I'm telling you, I would normally avoid sending you guys to Loose Women, and just as Lydia says, it will give you a headache. You don't learn anything new, and you don't really get any movement in pursuit of justice for the Sussexes. However, every so often they have somebody who breaks through those producers in their earpieces, if you know what I mean, which is why the show is so well orchestrated because I'm telling you, they yank on their chains whenever things get a little bit off the script, so to speak. Leg says, Baron, people online are saying that there are new pictures of Frogmore from the Daily Fail. This wouldn't happen to be because of Will and Kate's move. Huh. Well, I did see a photo from the driveway. They said the gates were open and someone snapped a photo. Now, I haven't seen anything of Frogmore. I'll tell you, this is the only image I've ever seen of Frogmore. I'll show you right now. And you know which one it is because I use it often. Well, apparently, now see, this kind of looks like that institutional minty green color, right? To me, it looks like that institutional minty green, but it's probably not but the photo that I've seen recently, the house is painted a brilliant white color, and it actually is an angle that we've never seen before, as far as I know. But it's actually a frontal view of the house, which is a first because I've never seen that before. So, that photo that you're speaking of, or photos, I've only seen one. And so it would seem as though someone had been, I don't know, trespassing, or perhaps was given access in order to get that photo. But I thought it rather strange because for the longest time, this is the only angle I've ever seen. If there are others, I've never seen them before. So interesting, legs. And let's keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. Huh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that because I kind of, just like with Adelaide Cottage, you don't get a whole lot. Adelaide Cottage, you have not seen like a architectural digest quality image of that place. So it'd be interesting if someone did let them in and gave them a poke around. Oh, and what was the title of the article was are we getting ready for a visit, or you know what I mean? That was like the title of it. And I saw that and I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't click on it because I didn't want to, as much as I need to research, I do try to avoid certain things, especially when I know it's going to be the obvious stuff. Let me see. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out how true it is. However, you asked such a good question. I want to make sure it is not Frogmore House. Oh, Lex, are these interior photos? Are these interior photos? Oh, man, I hope not. Well, that's disturbing. Either way, that's disturbing, and I'm not comfortable with it. Well, but the desperation to get anything Sussex is there. Okay, let me see. You have to remember Frogmore House and Frogmore Cottage are different buildings. Oh, right. Oh, did you say Frogmore House or Cottage? I am so sorry. Yeah, the house is the big one. The cottage is the servants' quarter. So okay, that's Frogmore Cottage, you said. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So, one thing I learned yesterday is the one in the blue has a very weird something. I'm not even going to say what it is, but when she started saying their privacy, which was a deliberate attempt to misinform, to frustrate, and that's why they do it. It is they say it because they know that it's a way to get an easy score. To easy score a point is to bring up the privacy thing, which makes absolutely no sense at all. But they do it because they can get away with it. And like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that this was loose women and they have contracts and people are tugging on their chains and stuff like that, she couldn't get away with saying their privacy in front of most people. So, to be fair, Denise Welsh did say they wanted privacy from the harassment, in so many words, not privacy from going out to do good in the world. Okay? And there's a difference, but nobody hears that. They only hear, and then when I hear like an American network say, but I thought I'm like, oh my God, please don't make me break this television. So I think in that moment, Denise's reaction was the same reaction that all of us have, even if we never raise our hands to our face. But that is exactly the frustration I feel. I want to cover my eyes. I want to go into a fetal position. I feel like someone has just taken all the oxygen out of the room every time I hear that because it frustrates me so much. Okay, so I got to figure out a way to deal with that because I'm telling you, I could be having a perfectly good day And then I'll hear somebody say, but I thought they wanted their privacy, and my knees buckle. Big Mama, how are you? Who was that lady on Access Hollywood last night saying that Meghan is losing supporters? Is she crazy? I don't know. I didn't see that. But that's been, you know what? That is a talking point. Just like the Republicans in the US, they all seem to say the same thing on the same day. Those are the talking points that everyone was using up until the point that the cut article, and of course it was in between the first um, Archetypes and the release of the cut. Like Camilla Tominey was one of the first ones to say, "Oh, she's talking, but nobody's listening," right? Or nobody's interested. And so there are still some who haven't got the memo that are still trying to use that talking point, but they're not getting any traction with it. It doesn't make sense because everybody's talking about the Duchess of Sussex. How stupid is that? Oh, anyway, thank you, Big Mama, for that. I don't know who that was. Oh man, let me see here. Okay. Oh, you guys got a lot of comments. Okay, let me move. So, as I said, Denise Welch seems to have spoken for all of us when she put her hands up to her face. The other person who seems to has used her silence as a way of speaking volumes about this moment is poor Brenda. Poor Brenda. Brenda with her television contract, Brenda with that plum job on Loose Women, Brenda who has suffered a personal life tragedy, recently losing her son, and there she is in the middle of this. There she is. I don't know what to say. I'm not in her shoes. Um, well, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know what to say. I would not want to be Brenda right now. Well, in a way, I kind of wish I was because I could get on there and drop a few f bombs and and then walk out. Maybe I would do like Pierce Morgan. I would say what I need to say and then run out of there, setting a new land speed record for a mammal on 2 feet. And the heck with it, right? Okay. Access Hollywood, Daily Pop Inside Edition, ABC, Faux News, which is really Fox News, and NBC. They are all in the hands of the royals. They all use talking points from the British media. Legs, thank you for that list. I kind of feel like I knew at least half of those, but yeah, that's it. That's it. Legs, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. That is the list. And I'm sure you can add a few more in there too, but basically that's the list. And they all seem to be in cahoots with the British royal family. Yeah. Okay, let me see. That looks interesting. Beautiful Day says, by saying nothing, Brenda is complicit. She ain't helping herself. It looks bad. It makes me really, really sad for her. It makes me so sad for her. I don't know her situation. Maybe I don't know. That's sad. So sad. I wish. I don't know what I'm wishing for, but I wish. Black Queen says Brenda is bought and paid for. I'd rather stand up with conviction on the right side of morality and humanity. Amen to that, Black Queen. Yeah. I looked at her and I just felt sad. I felt really sad. And then she looks into the camera. She looked left. She looks right. She makes a face. I'm just like, that was hard to watch. That was hard to watch. That's why you guys, I'm giving you um full license, although you don't need my word for it. But I'm telling you, that was quite an interesting display, that episode of Loose Women. quite interesting. It was so much going on in such a short period of time. A lot of things that would not have happened, but for the fact, like I said, these shows are very well choreographed, orchestrated, and who's got time to do that much reading between the lines? Okay, so moving on. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me have a sip of water. I need it right now. Hit it. There's sewage in British rivers and waterways, and the average British citizen will pay £5,000 for their energy bill by December. Prince William and Kate Middleton just got their 19th, or is it 18th, home paid for by the British taxpayers, but Meghan Markle is the cause of their angst. Let me see. Who said that? Who said that? Let me drop this down so I can see it. Okay, Carmen's granddaughter. Well, all right. Thank you, Carmen's granddaughter. And so Royal Suitor has gone even better by this one. Meghan is on the top two topics in UK media headlines, and she's not two, living rent-free every day. Let's see. Top two topics. Okay, you got Meghan, you got London, Ukraine, trust, Russia, Meghan Markle. Yeah. So, and then you got Markle. So there's Meghan, Meghan Markle, Markle. Okay. Yeah. So three of those bars that you see up there, I don't know how they come up with the categories for that, but as I said, Meghan seems to be very much the moment. And then, of course, now Meghan drops her truth bombs. That was the Daily Fail, one of dozens of articles that have come out just since Monday. Okay, Hempal says, I read an interesting article today. For one loving person operating from a position of love, 750,000 hateful people are wiped out, positively wipes out negativity. Love wins. Thank you so much, Hidden Pal. Let me see. And Berta Sanchez says, I don't know Miss Brenda's situation either, but if Tyler Perry had chosen to not use God's name in his movies, he would not be where he is today. You have to stand up. One door closes, God will open another. That is so true. That is so true. I believe that wholeheartedly. Okay. Let me go here. All right, so oh man, I didn't mean for that to get cut off like that. But Piers Morgan compared himself to Nelson Mandela. You guys remember that? But yet he had Nelson Mandela's grandson on his show mocking Prince Harry's speech at the United Nations. And let's not forget, Margaret Thatcher is the one who branded the ANC as terrorists while urging Nelson Mandela's release. So, on the one hand, she's saying let him go, but on the other hand, she was calling the African National Congress, I believe is what ANC means, calling them a terrorist group. And of course, I remember that at the time during the Cold War, when they was also saying that the ANC had communist connections. And anyway, when Nelson Mandela was released, they kept trying to pigeonhole him. They kept trying to trap him into saying something that would be, how do I put it, controversial, if you will. But they tried to trap him. And Nelson Mandela, he said that, like, for instance, the ANC supported the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization. And, well, as you could imagine, the um, anti apartheid movement and the PLO obviously had a lot in common. And so Nelson Mandela, at no, even with the risk of never gaining his freedom, he would not give in. He didn't sign any documents saying that he no longer supports the ANC or none of that stuff. He refused to do it. He refused. He said that if a man is imprisoned or if a man is being held hostage, there's no way that you can bargain for anything. I'm not in a position to bargain. I am a prisoner, essentially, is what he said. So, very wise, very, very, very wise man, Nelson Mandela. And in when Harry did the speech at the UN, it gave me a chance to go back on and reflect on some of the things that I'd learned um, as a child coming up or as a teenager. I learned a lot about Nelson Mandela and about South Africa and such. And so it was a win-win to have Harry give that speech, no matter what the establishment tries to say. They asked him to give the speech because they knew it would draw a certain attention to the causes, to the history of Nelson Mandela, and so on. So um, I ain't trying to hear what they're trying to say with all this. Let me see. Black Queen says Nelson Mandela was the hero, not his grandson. Just because he is a descendant doesn't mean he has the same moral compass as his grandfather. Let him clout for the trinkets, from his colonizing masses. And you know what, Black Queen? Doesn't his grandson remind you of Barack Obama's half brother or cousin or whatever that guy is? It's the same thing. The right wing establishment went and found Barack Obama's relative over in Kenya, someone who they could give little shiny things to say whatever needed to be said. And they brought him to the Republican convention. Didn't they let him speak at the convention? It just reminds me of that same situation. So it's no different than Scamantha, no different from Thomas Markle Jr. or Sr. They can always find someone that you can, substitute good taste and honor in exchange for trinkets. There's a pattern there. There's a pattern. It's just particularly painful to me when it's a person of color that is doing such a thing, because, as they say, there's a such thing as black folks' business, and this is a complete violation of that. It's just like black women's hair. That's black people's business, So, very frustrating. But thank you for your comment, Black Queen. Okay, so Nelson Mandela's grandson reacts to Meghan Markle comparing her wedding to his father's release from prison. Again, it was not Meghan who made the comparison. It was someone who took her to the side to say, hey, blah, blah, blah. We were there. We saw the reaction around the world when she married into that family. Now, that is not something of her doing. She's not the one who said to people, please make this comparison. Please look at it this way. Please feel like that. All she was there for was to get married. I'm pretty sure, as far as she was concerned, there need not be a big wedding. She's not a conspicuously wealthy type of person. She likes to play dress up like anybody else, but she doesn't carry herself with conspicuous wealth day after day. She's not, some housewife of Atlanta or Houston or wherever the housewives come from. She's not that person, right? The only thing that she really used as an extravagance on Suits was she bought herself that tank watch. That was her, okay, I'm finally making some good money. I'm going to go buy a Cartier tank watch. Something that you wouldn't even recognize. The average person wouldn't even know what it was unless they were close enough to see the letters on it. So she's not that person. Boy, I tell you guys, I get so frustrated with this stuff, but I never, I'm just not one to give up the fight. I'm just not. And I hate a bully. God, do I hate a bully. Let me see. No, but when the Duchess is wearing her princess garb, she struts like it. Uh, Let me see. She struts like it either. Hold her head high, stick surgeon. What is that? Out, and everybody watches. Oh, sticks her chin out, right? Okay. And everybody watches. Now, that's the way it's supposed to be done. Thank you, Michael Miller. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when the moment comes, you put your head up, you stick your chest out. You're in the moment. But other than that, like she says, I'm not a model. I'm a mom. Dan Hawkins says, no matter what those clowns dredge up to speak negatively, um, facts remain. Black grandkids don't have titles. Sussexes don't have security. Sussexes self-fund and global interest in them, not others. Period. Amen. Okay, so let me go to the next one here. Okay, so we all know exactly who said that. Well, there's a photo of the guy from South Africa right there. The guy in the blue suit that you see standing on that little pathway of paws beneath him, that is the one who said it. He's the one who said that we were dancing in the street, just like when Nelson Mandela was released. We all know who said that. That is him. That is him. And as you can see there, TCC Son brazen hussy. TCC Son says receipt. South Africa, hello. Receipt. There's the receipt. Um, so it's obvious who said it. It wasn't that she made it up. That was exactly what was said to her. But as soon as I heard that on the archetypes, I'm like, oh boy. I mean, not the archetype. In the when I read that in the article, I said, "Oh boy, here we go, here we go." There was a few "here we goes" in there, by the way, because by now we have that sixth sense. We already know how the tabloid media is going to react. That isn't unfortunately part of our DNA now, as we know that there's going to be a backlash if certain things are said. You could almost write it for them because it's just the way they function. Oh, you know what? I forgot I had put this on there twice, but I didn't need it. So I yelled, "I love you, boo," to Meghan. Now we let me see. I know Dick Eden is trying to start some stuff about Meghan sitting for an interview with the Cut when his employer lost a lawsuit twice to Meghan and had to pay her settlement for um, publishing her private letter. He really needs to, that to shut up. You know what she's saying. Okay, so Meghan Markle's latest court victory is just the beginning. And let me see, on Thursday, December 2nd, Meghan Markle celebrated a legal victory. By the way, let me say thank you to I Yell, I Love You Too, Boo, to Meghan. That is the one who shared this. Okay, so on Thursday, December 2nd, Meghan Markle celebrated a legal victory after a court upheld a previous judgment in her favor and against the publishers of the Daily Mail, or AKA the Mail on Sunday. So it should be pointed out that the magazine to which Meghan granted her jaw dropping interview, The Cut, has been responsible for spreading scurrilous rumors about Prince William in the past. Hashtag royal. And of course, Richard Eden is on that, horrible show. Palace at Palace Confidential. Yeah, that's another one I haven't seen in ages, but it's just a bunch of propaganda. And unfortunately, if they're not talking about the Sussexes, they have nothing else to talk about. Let me see. And then, of course, there's this. This is some of the receipts that the squaddies had brought out. Is he Archibald in the same way as Harry is named, actually named Henry? And then Russell Myers says, plain old Archie. He can be a black cab driver, right? So that is a dog whistle right there. He can be a black cab driver. Uh, he could drive a black cab. I mean, that's what they call the cabs in London, the black cab. Um, he could drive a black cab, right? But instead, he decided to word it he could be a black cab driver. See how the dog whistle is coming out? Now, when I saw that, I thought to myself, is there anybody else besides a person of color who could hear that clearly? And my answer, of course, was yes. Yes, real or imagined, there are some of us who can hear a dog whistle no matter what type. Of course, some whistles are more obvious than others, but yes, there are some among us who can clearly hear a dog whistle when it's being blown. Okay, so see how I worked that in there? Anyway, why would I give the very people that are calling my grandchildren the N word a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that love my child? You tell me how that makes sense, and I'll play that game. Duchess Meghan speaks to the cut. Well, as she said, I believe, that's exactly what she meant when someone refers to your child as he could be a black cab driver. Well, I mean, what does it mean? Now, I'm sure that Russell Myers would say otherwise, but it is a bit ambiguous at best, but at worst, it seems to be exactly what he said. Okay, that that's the dog whistle, and it's something that the British tabloid media, and I consider Russell Myers one of them. That is something that the British tabloid media are very adept at, is a lot of wordplay and dog whistles, and that is obviously a dog whistle, plain and simple. I see Russell Myers is short of getting a heart attack, hyperventilating over Meghan's interview. Never forget that he said what he said about Archie. The guy contributed to the dog whistle just like the rest. Yeah, that is true, just like the rest. Prince Harry and Meghan announced they have named their baby boy Archie Harrison Mountbatten-Windsor. So that is the way he mentioned it in one breath, but in another breath, he could be a black cab driver. Hmm. Well, I think it's obvious, but you can take from it what you may. But I hear a dog whistle. If Archie becomes a black cab driver, it'll be because he wants to do so, not because he has no other options. Okay, thank you so much, Diane Hawkins. Let me see. What is it? It should be. I have a PhD in racism. I had 400 years to know all shades of it. I don't think all black people from other countries pick up ex Mandela grandson Brenda and others. Yeah, yeah. It's you can always find someone like that content creator, the one that that they had on the GB network, or what's it, GBN network? Um, doesn't even have that big of a channel. At least she didn't before she was recruited to say what they needed her to say. But she's Black American. I guess has a light enough complexion that she can easily be connected to being very much of the same background as the Duchess, I suppose. That may have been part of it, whatever. But being a woman of African American descent as an American and being willing to go over there and say whatever needed to be said in the British media, oh, that was a major coup for them. And she's being paid handsomely for it, trust me. Okay, let me see. Hope's Garden says Russell Myers sounds like a straight out of Compton kind of US white boy. Maybe he's actually maybe an actual cabbie himself, jealous of a person of color having more wealth than them. They hate it. Well, Hope's Garden, I showed that graph, and unfortunately, I don't have it handy right now, but it shows that most of the people in the British tabloid media are usually people from some pretty well connected families, meaning that there's like a 75% chance or better that one of your relatives has worked in the British media, has worked for the royal family, or both. So it is really power keeping power. It is really nepotism. They're perpetuating that position within a household. It's just like if your parents are doctors or lawyers, you're more likely to be a doctor or a lawyer. And so those people that are writing these stories, the you know, these are not people that just come from a small town in the UK and they have this dream of going to the big city and writing for a newspaper or something like that. That's more of like an American media thing. Most media people in the United States don't usually have their kids go into the same work. Um, Most of the media people in the U.S. come from some pretty humble backgrounds. I mean, a lot of our television reporters actually started just from a little community college or at a university off somewhere, not some Ivy League school, not from some posh neighborhood or, a lot of those people in the media in the US, they may be the first generation to ever have worked in that type of field. So that's the big difference. That is the huge difference. But the right wingers, those are like the frat boys or girls, but those are like the frat boys that they are like what was that, the BBC, the Billionaires Boys Club? They report on these things because, like Rush Limbaugh went from obscurity to what, hundreds of millions of dollars because he carried the water for the right wing. So we don't have like generational people in the media here, not as often as I think you would find in the UK. Okay, Cookies and Cream says Russell Meyer is a rapid racist. His tweet is a perfect example of the mindset of these racists. They don't feel that black people are worthy of anything, says Cookies and Creams. All right, that sounds quite accurate if you ask me, but I'm sure Russell Myers would have some kind of way to explain away these comments, and he would probably deny that he's racist. He's just reporting in the interests of the public. I'm pretty sure that would be his spin on it. So it's like they say, well, it should be noted that what is that she said on Loose Women? Well, it should be noted that Andrew has denied, you know, it's that same thing. They always have plausible deniability. They say what they say with the dog whistle, and then it's plausible deniability. Okay, so I'm going to move on from that. Gonna move on from that. Very serious day, you guys. I told you. Okay. So there you have the cut. The cut. Um, the cut's editor, Meghan, knew what she was doing. Well, her name is Lindsay Peoples. Oh, did I cut that off? Lindsay Peoples Jordan. I think that is her name. Oh no, not Jordan. Lindsay Peoples. Did I cut that off? Oh, anyway, Lindsay Peoples. Yeah. That's her name, Lindsay. I thought she had three names for some reason. Um, you know what? I've seen her middle name someplace, and I don't remember where, but it's not here. So, Lindsay Peoples is an American editor. She is the former editor in chief of Teen Vogue, and was the youngest editor in chief of any Condé Nast magazine. Which, by the way, Condé Nast, they own Vogue, like U.S. Vogue, British Vogue. That's their thing. Vogue, Teen Vogue. Anyway, she was named editor in chief of New York Magazine's The Cut in 2021. People was raised in Brown Deer, Wisconsin, after attending Buena Vista University in Iowa. She started an internship at Teen Vogue. She later held an assistant position within the company. She left Teen Vogue to work for The Cut, an online style culture publication of New York Magazine, as a fashion editor. During her time at The Cut, she wrote a celebrated article on what it is like to be Black in fashion, interviewing 100 people in the business. And in October of 2018, she became editor in chief of Teen Vogue, making her the youngest as well as the third African American editor in chief of a Condé Nast publication in 2020. She founded the Blacks in Fashion Council with Sandrine Charles, an organization dedicated to holding the fashion industry accountable for the change related to race and inclusion. The Black in Fashion Council garnered the support of approximately 400 Black models, stylists, executives, and editors, and has 38 international partners. In 2021, Peoples that is, rejoiced in The Cut as its editor in chief, replacing Stella Bugby. So long, Stella Bugby, because Lindsay Peoples is here. So that is the editor in chief of the Cut. So that's a relief, right? Well, it explains a lot, right? Yeah, yes. Surprise from the Cut. Sussex has let Eugenie stay at the Frogmore, and apparently all their stuff was left intact. Surprise that he didn't quick cash monetize the whole lot. um, are you talking about where is he at? Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Oh man. Okay. Okay. So there is a lot going on. I told you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. The sound was out, but there is a lot going on, and I wonder how the Queen feels about it. Huh? How you doing, Betty? Betty, how you doing? Don't weep, Betty. Don't you dare weep. Yes, apparently there is a lot going on right now. And for some reason, they seem to be a little bothered about that diary. About that diary. They seem to be a little bothered. And there it is right there. Remember, we just talked about Frogmore, where there's a little image of the front door of Frogmore. Can you see it at the bottom? I've never seen that before. That's the image that I was referring to. All of a sudden, we can see a clear view to the front door of the house. I don't know why. Oh, okay. I think I have to move over to my other slides now. All right, I got another set of slides that I have to bring up. But in the meantime, let me do this. And you know, today I'm in the mood for the prosecutor. I really, really want the prosecutor to lay in on them, especially there it is. It just happened. I told you my computer was going to give me the blues. It just happened. Give me a second, you guys. I have to open up another screen to get my other slides. I knew that this was going to happen. And when that happens, of course, you hear the echo. And today, I feel like the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Okay, here we go. Let me try this again. At least I know it's going to happen. And I know how to fix it. Okay. Aha, look at there. See how fast that was? Do you guys remember when I would go into a panic and I didn't know what to do? All I have to do is open up another screen because, see, it's not really the computer. I think it's StreamYard that gets kind of glitchy. StreamYard just doesn't have a lot of capacity, but it is good in so many other ways. So I stick with it. But StreamYard can if once you figure out how to get around that stuff, it's golden. So there we go. Let's have some more cheerier stuff to pay attention to. Now, did you guys watch my new food truck video yesterday? Did you all watch my food truck video yesterday? Yay or nay? Okay, so here goes the food truck video. I thought it was very sweet. It was a nice little surprise from Prince Harry. He, he was just being Harry as per usual. And let me see. Is that the right one or is that the one? Oh, Lord. I'm not sure which is which. Let me just try this one. I think it's this one. This looks like it ought to be it.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hello. You basically cycled the whole of the UK and climbed 2 mountains. And after that, and only after that, did your stump start to give you a few issues to the point of where you had to pull out of the very last phase of it. But you've put so much into this. I hope that you are really happy. I know you're not happy, but I hope that you feel really proud of yourself to have done what you've done. And I don't dare ask what's next, or whether this is now the goal, this is the task to complete this challenge.
For me, it's always been about getting the message right, not defined by disability, but keeping wounded, injured servicemen and women in the nation's conscience. They're the two things that were primary. I'm almost certainly going to try this again, but the channel will be as part of a relay. So it won't be the triathlon of Great Britain, which is completely doable. I know that's
100%
well capabilities, but the cycle, we're going to have to approach it differently. Every amputation, every injury is unique, and every prosthetic, how it fits to every different person. So someone might be out there, might be able to do it, but I definitely do have to do something that I think matters.
Well, there's a scale. There's a scale of things that matter. There's a scale of things that matter to you and that matters to other people, to the Marines, to your community. Like, there's a whole list of options. I think you've gone from, you started so extreme that I think you've only ever thought, well, if I started there, I can only go here. Whereas there's all of this area that you can play in as well. Well, you might not have completed this one, but you certainly achieved it in my mind. So, well done. Thanks for spending the time to have a quick chat with me, and good to see you looking so well and healthy and smiley and happy. Keep me posted. I'm already excited about the next little venture, not massive.
It's very kind of it, and thank you again for your support.
All right, Lee, look after yourself. Cheers,
thank
mate.
you.
Take care.
Have a nice time. Bye.
Food truck. If you do go to that video, there is a link where you can support his venture into the triathlon, the British triathlon. So, did I hear somebody say food truck video? No, actually, it's not that bad. But you guys have been very supportive. I appreciate it. But yeah, so Harry is just the motivational speaker, isn't he? He's so good. And this guy, it's like when you see someone who is a wounded serviceman or wounded warrior, suddenly you have no excuses not to get up off that couch and do something, right? Right. Okay, so moving on. Oh, well, just that last little thing I put together there. But yeah, I love the way he's like out there in the water. Triathlon, that is when you run, bike, and swim. Or sometimes, that one is run, bike, and swim. That is usually what a triathlon is. It takes a lot of physical endurance to do that. I mean, you're running a marathon, you're doing a bike-a-thon, and you're doing a swim all at the same day. I mean, it takes enough for me just to go to the Piggly Wiggly. Okay, Diana's treatment will always be a stain on the royals, no matter how hard they try to erase it. Well, there was an article that came out today on Yahoo from Omid Scobie, 25 years on from her passing. Let me see what that actually says. Her tragic passing. There you go. An impact of Diana's storied life remains as strong as ever. From the steady stream of documentaries and movies sharing her life with a new audience, to the generation of young people who echo her principles and values through her namesake charity, the Diana Award. The short life of the People's Princess has left an everlasting legacy. Well said, you, Omid Scobie. Well, the sound is on, and I think everybody else can hear me. So maybe I guess try to do something with your device. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on. All right, you guys, there is Easter Island. Tell me this doesn't look like a hostage video. Does this look like a hostage video to you? This looks like a hostage video. It looks like she's saying, if you don't pay the money, please make sure you pay the money. Well, it's not a hostage video. It's just her twisting and manipulating actual events as per usual. But I tell you, overhead light is not everybody's friend. If you guys saw the movie Tu Wong Fu, you have to grab that overhead light and take the bulb out or turn it off, put some black tape over it or something. Because if you don't, this is what happens with overhead light to people who already have a certain look about themselves. So to me, it looks like a hostage video. I either that or perhaps maybe like a police lineup. Oh man. Yeah, it looks more like a mug shot, doesn't it? And that is quite a mug. I saw that. I'm like, no, I'm not going to share that. That would be okay. Yeah, I probably will. Yeah, that would be shady, but why wouldn't I? Because she is totally obsessed with the Duchess of Sussex. And those are the signs. If you see anyone displaying that appearance, then obviously that is someone who has found themselves totally submersed into another person's life rather than taking care of their own business. So that is, of course, what I am dubbing the hostage video. Okay. And then there is Amanda the Cadenet says the British press have zero accountability. Amanda says she doesn't know if she would be alive today if she had remained in the UK. Because of the way the tabloid media bullies famous women, the broadcaster and interviewer, let me see, what does that one say under there? Who is in, let me see, who is in the 1990s, became famous as a teenager when she fronted for the controversial late night Channel 4 show, The World Moved to LA. Oh, that was the name of the show, The World. Moved to LA at 19 with her husband, Duran Duran's John Taylor. She said the way that the British press speaks about women and the way the British press bullies people and decides what the narrative is about people is still in full effect, which we heard that before. As a matter of fact, I heard Charles Spencer, the Earl Spencer, say that the tabloid press told him that this is your narrative. You could either help us write it or we'll write it without your consent. You know, and it's so interesting that this is one of several times that I've heard someone say that exact same thing, that they will create a narrative for you. I mean, literally, people who are in the press, in the British press to be sure, they will create a narrative, and that's who you are until you either lose your mind or they lose interest or you worse. Okay, I'll just say worse. The impact of the tabloid media on women who become famous for whatever reason is extremely detrimental. De Cadenet, am I saying that right? Explained that her decision to leave the country at a time when she was portrayed as a wild child and was pregnant with her and Taylor's baby was because of the viciousness of the tabloid media. Well, there's that word viciousness. Remember, Oprah said to Fergie, we have the tabloid here, but it's not like the tabloid over there. She said they are vicious. They are vicious. Did she pound her hand when she said that? But I remember Oprah used the word vicious for the British tabloid media. And let's see, she says, I think had I stayed in the UK, I don't know what I'd be, I don't know that I'd be alive today, she told Thornton. I think it was very, very damaging for my mental health. I know it was, and that's why I had to leave. She has lived in LA since, ever since, having worked as a photographer and now hosting a series of interviews called The Conversation, which has included guests ranging from Hillary Clinton to Lady Gaga. So there's an example of someone who was marked by the tabloid media, which of course shortens your life expectancy. And at 19 years old, she had to escape and she hasn't looked back. And from all accounts, she's done pretty well for herself. So I tell you, that's the only way out is to leave. Interesting, isn't it? I think it was very, very damaging for my mental health. So there is in Yahoo, you can find this article in Yahoo. Was it in Yahoo? I think it was in Yahoo. Yeah, I believe it was in Yahoo, but wherever it was, you have her name now, Amanda de Cadenet, and there's a little video that goes along with that. Alan Vernon says in a super chat, oh my God, YouTube has been suggesting Tom Tom Jr.'s site to me, and he's saying that the Sussex squad is trying to have him killed. Oh my God. Nobody's watching him. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But nobody's watching him. That's why he's doing that, because his oh my God. I'm not going to get curious enough to look. I'm just not, but I will take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Oh my God. I have nothing to say. I'm at a loss for words with that one. Now he said that the Sussex squad was Meghan Markle, and of course, no, I'm sorry. He said the Royal Sussex was Meghan Markle. So I hope he's not pointing his finger at me, because I have nothing to do with him, and I'm not interested in him. Oh man, that is too funny though, right? And it's all just a ploy for attention, for certain. I'm sure of that. Is this one it? Is this it?
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
Well, there you have it. It is obviously the Sussex squad. Okay. Can you sue Dan Wooten? I doubt it. I mean, he hasn't done anything. So, plus he did go through the trouble to say that, we can't prove that or something like that. I guess it essentially it was like we can't confirm or deny, so I doubt it. But it would be interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should look into that, right? But no, I doubt it. I don't think that there's any merit to it. But it would be nice. Duchess of Sussex staff could speak out against her under whistleblowing rules. So if you haven't heard, this came out today. No, yesterday. Yesterday. I think it was late yesterday, but they're saying that Duchess of Sussex staff could speak out against her under whistleblower rule. Meghan hints that she could make further revelations of her own in her interview this week with a U.S. magazine. The firm could get 5 people to meet anonymously with an independent law firm about bullying allegations, but these same people are puffing their chests about being whistleblowers. Get the F out of here. Let me see. And of course, let me see that very small print there. Whistleblowers who have permission to void an NDA by their employer are not exactly whistleblowers. They are a tool that the employer is using to attempt to threaten people over whom they no longer have any power. So very well said, someone named Karen. Okay, sorry about that. Let me look at some of your comments here. Yes, Thomas Markle Jr. claimed that Sussex Squad had put a hit out on him. Why does that make me laugh every time I read that? Let me see. Dan Wooten, psychiatric conspiracy theory, or no, I'm sorry, psychiatric conspiracy theory. You should look at him when he's talking. Something is totally wrong. Something is totally wrong with him and me because I can't read that. All right. Okay, let me try to say it. Royals don't guest edit magazines. Wait. Celebrities guest. No. Royals don't guest edit magazines. Celebrities guest edit. Do you get me? Do you get me? Okay, this is Jason Knopf. He submitted the bullying complaints against Meghan Markle. He also has passed her private letter to her dad to the tabloids and has William and Kate's special advisor. He has now been promoted CEO to William and Kate's charity. So that little weasel right there, that is the one who passed on the note to the tabloids, or I'm sorry, passed on the private letter to the tabloids as William and Kate's special advisor. Now, Jason Knopf tried to say that he co-authored the letter, as if the Duchess of Sussex would ever need someone to help her write a letter. I guarantee you that the Duchess of Sussex does not need anyone, especially that weasel Jason Knopf. She does not need anyone to help her write a letter. She is perfectly capable of conveying her thoughts without the input of a weasel. She doesn't need that. And so even the sound of it was ridiculous, let alone the nerves that somebody would have to say, oh, well, I co-authored the letter. And then, of course, when it appeared like he would have to repeat that in court, if I recall, when it seemed like he may have to repeat that in court, then all of a sudden, he kind of dropped that thing about co-authoring the letter because that was not true. That was an untruth, also known as a lie. He did not co-author that letter. It did not happen. Meghan wrote her own letter. As a matter of fact, I would even go as far as to say, because he's such a weasel, he may have even suggested the letter, but he didn't write it. Meghan don't have people write letters for her. Meghan writes her own letters. I will stake my reputation on that. So anyway, there's some of those co-conspirators from Kensington Palace. And of course, Dan Wooten, just in case you guys don't know, Dan Wooten actually is an old classmate of Jason Knopf. They went to school together. They were in university or college together. So let us just say it's a conflict of interest to have somebody so close to a member of the press, as Dan Wooten would say, the press, having someone so close to the press as as a chief communication person or whatever. So there's that. All right, Dan Wooten launches into a tirade. So let's not forget, this is the same Dan Wooten. It's much easier for them to blame anything uncomfortable on racism rather than address the fact that the negativity toward them is coming from within the royal family. That Dan Wooten. Let me see. Oh, and then there's this one. Check this out. I really broke the news of Megxit, that word that I hate, and gave Harry and Meghan 10 days warning to handle the situation before we published in the Sun. Plus, my view on the Sussexes are becoming professional victims. Thank you, Press Gazette. So this is a guy that really loves the attention. He loves the idea that he can insert himself into just about everything shady that goes on with that family. And he gets off on it. That to him is probably better than sex. That is probably better than winning the lottery, is that he wields so much power as a member of the press, not the press, but the press. Let me see. Whistleblower in what? Why they are a bunch of racist hypocrites who don't have any. What is that? Prima evidence to open a case. Pre-existing? No. Prima. Okay. It's just a counterattack after shockwaves. Very, very true. It is just a counterattack. It was curiously brought up just before the Oprah Winfrey interview, of course. And guess what, you guys? I'm done. Now, did I have something else for you guys? Let me see. I thought I had a video for you. Let me see. I think I had another video. Oh, I do. And why didn't I bring this video up? That's so strange. There was some place where I was supposed to show you that video, and I didn't do it for whatever reason. How odd, isn't it? And I just finished it, too. Let me go back. Don't go anywhere, you guys, because I do have... Oh, I know which one it is. Okay. There was supposed to be a slide to remind me to show you that video, and for whatever reason, the slide was not there. Go figure. Shut the front door. And nope, that's not it. Give me a second, you guys. I have a video to share with you, and I don't know where it is, but I will find it. I knew I had two. That much I was certain of. I had two of them. And for show, I will find it. Okay. but not today. No. I promise you I got it. I got it. Okay, no, that's not it. That's archetypes. I'm so sorry, you guys. I got it. I promise. I promise. Nobody goes anywhere until I get this video. Yes, there it is. There it is. I got it. I got it. Okay, so this is something that we have been trending, and it is in regards to the anyway, well, you'll see. I'll just put it on.
My name is Meghan Markle, and I'm here because I think it's a really important campaign to be a part of. For me, I think it hits a really personal note. I'm biracial. Most people can't tell what I'm mixed with, and so much of my life has felt like being a fly on the wall. And so some of the slurs that I've heard, or the really offensive jokes, or the names, it's just hit me in a really strong way. And then, you know, a couple years ago, I heard someone call my mom the N-word. So I think for me, beyond being personally affected by racism, just to see the landscape of what our country is like right now, certainly the world, and to want things to be better. Quite honestly, your race is part of what defines you. I think what shifts things is that the world really treats you based on how you look. Certain people don't look at me and see me as a black woman or a biracial woman. They treat me differently, I think, than they would if they knew what I was mixed with. And I think that that is, I don't know, it can be a struggle as much as it can be a good thing depending on the people that you're dealing with. Leaving LA, it was sort of like leaving this bubble where I was used to everything and had been exposed to everything except for a closed-mindedness that I experienced when I traveled outside of where I was from. And I think that in doing that, it just really opened my eyes to a mentality that still exists that I thought was backdated to the days of when my grandfather moved our family from Cleveland to LA, and they drove across the country and stop and get food, whatever place they were going to, and they had to go around to the back to get food for the family. You know, I thought that that was really isolated to those days that we were past, and sadly they're not. I am really proud of my heritage on both sides. I'm really proud of where I've come from and where I'm going. But yeah, I hope that by the time I have children, that people are even more open-minded to how things are changing, and that having a mixed world is what it's all about. I mean, certainly it makes it a lot more beautiful and a lot more interesting.
Okay. That is what I wanted to share with you. Now, there was somewhere where it was supposed to be a slide that would remind me to show you that, and somehow I don't know what I did with it. I overlooked it. Did I finish this side? Well, anyway, I don't know, but someone was supposed to remind me. Okay, you guys, I don't know. I don't see anybody. I don't see other content creators coming up. But I tell you what, I am going to go, after this, I am going to go and watch Claire Kane. I am going to put her link up here so you guys can watch it too. And maybe we can talk about it tomorrow, maybe not, whatever. But Claire has a new video, and I hope this is the right one. Is this the one? Yes, this one is from today. So I am going to put that on the chat. Again, I don't see anybody else coming up next, so I will put this up there. And that will give you guys something else to catch up with. It is about the archetypes. Can't wait to hear a point of view. All right. Gosh, I hope this is it. All right. Okay, so that's the link. I'm going to pay that to the top of the chat. I'm going to click on it to make sure it's the right link. Because you all know how loopy I can be. But yes, it appears that that is the correct link. And Yeah, so there you go. You guys, please go over and support these other platforms because we want our voices to be bigger and we want to help to ensure that the are you sure about that? Because I don't see her. That's why I didn't say no names. I don't like to say who's coming next and who ain't because if I don't see it, then I can't say for certain. So all I can say is if you think I'm wrong, make sure you go and check the notifications. Yeah, so make sure you go and check the notifications and and then that way you know for sure. So there you have it. There is Claire Kane, and I didn't get a notification for anybody else, so I don't know, but check it out anyway. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will probably have a reboot video up later. As you know, we are thinking about Princess Diana at this time of year, as we have so often. And I suppose the royal family is probably elated that they don't have to be the center of attention, that some of that oxygen has been pulled away for, you know, the other reasons. And of course, next week, not next week, but next month, the Sussexes will be in the UK and in Germany. So there you go. But all right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Love you. Have a good day. And remember, support these. Oh, what do I see up there, Black Queen? Now, I did not see that in the notifications. But okay, so Black Queen. Now, 4:50, is that what time zone are you in? Because you guys put that up there and it may be a different time zone for other people. So is that East Coast or well, which time zone? Is that East Coast? Well, anyway, go to Duchess of Success and check the notification. Maybe she is coming up and I just didn't see it, but go to the notifications. Oh, it's Eastern Standard Time. So that is Eastern, that's New York time, you guys. New York, Florida, Eastern Standard Time. All right, so there you have it. Yeah, you guys have to be sure about that because sometimes people in the other part of the country or in other countries may get the wrong time. So, all right, there you have it. Duchess of Success is coming up. I am going to go and make some late lunch, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I will probably have another upload today, not a live, but an upload. And anyway, love you guys. God bless, and I will catch you next time. Oh, last word of the day. Last word of the day. How you guys let me out of here without the last word of the day? Okay, that's it. V. Thomas says, bye, everyone. Have a great evening and night. Perfect and love to our faves, our queen of everything, and our queen of hearts. Okay, let's avenge ourselves out of here, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Hit it, Harry.